Hello, my friends. Carla Italiano coming to you from. So this week we are talking about product sales. We had a guest trainer on our class today, and our assignment had to do with growing our following and generating conversations through controversial questions. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. But the name, I might mess it up. Her name is Afman Khalifa. Actually, her last name was really familiar, and I realized after she was sharing her story, most likely it's her brother, because I've heard another Khalifa, last name Khalifa, speak at the GoPro conference, which is for network marketers from all across the industry. And it sounds like this is the sister of that one speaker that I've heard before. And her story was fascinating because she grew up in Saudi Arabia, which at least at the time was very much against women doing anything besides what she said is you should go to school and get a degree, but then don't use it at all and become a wife and raise the kids and don't speak up and don't be loud. And, part of that, of course, is beautiful if it's by choice to do that, but not when it's forced as the expectation. So she decided to go to college in Canada, convinced her parents that's what she wanted to do, and she finally felt free. And that's where she started to also experience the workforce, realizing that minimum wage was not what she wanted, nor was serving in restaurants, even though that did offer her a little bit more of not only income, but also confidence. It really helped her grow, and she learned some sales tactics, just in upselling some of her fun customers, in a good way, and serving them. And so she then apparently had to beg her brother to let her partner with him to grow her network marketing business. And he finally did, on the exception that she had to read the book GoPro by Eric Worre, which, if you're in our profession, if you're in a company, highly recommend you read GoPro by Eric Worre. It's an absolute handbook in our profession of network marketing. So she read that, got to work, made $18,000 in her first month. And she continues to be very, very successful in how she's grown. And so a lot of her platform, I don't follow her already, so I'm curious to go check out her page and follow her. But she seems to be most active on Instagram. And on there, she tends to be a little bit controversial, she'll put it. She'll say, although she does not post things that have to do with political or religious effects, especially because in those areas, you're not going to influence people to change. And the conversations can get a little bit too dicey. But on other platforms or other questions and other topics that aren't maybe quite so serious, you can still get a good debate going. And what she does is she'll post some, I'll give you some examples that are like slightly controversial, either in business or along her product line, or something completely unrelated, like a hobby or relationships, something like that. And then as the comments come in, she will actually pin to the top. This is on Instagram. I don't think you can do this on Facebook, but on Instagram, you can pin up to 3 comments, and she picks the longest, most controversial comments on either side, and she will pin them to the top. But what she says is that when you post things as a question, you're not actually stating your opinion. So when people start to go back and forth, they're not attacking you because you haven't actually stated your opinion. They are just expressing themselves and starting to go back and forth and maybe watching to see who else will answer. So, for example, a question might be, how long do you see yourself working a 9 to 5? You're not saying you should or shouldn't do a 9 to 5. You're just kind of putting a question out there, which can also be a way to see who maybe might be looking for something outside of a 9 to 5, and you can serve them with your opportunity. It just starts the conversation. And especially in something like that, when it's in the realm of what you do for your business or opportunity or products, if you are also creating reels, like we have been in this class, around that topic, then, as they go get curious about who you are and they go check it out, then they might find the answer, and they'll be curious, especially if you're not answering the question yourself, they'll be curious where you stand. And so if they start to search your reels and your content, maybe become a new follower, then they can learn more about you. Yeah, or another example is, what is better, a 9 to 5 job or entrepreneurship? Again, these are kind of curious. I'd be curious what my audience says for a lot of these too, so I might post some of them. What else? Like, what is better, entrepreneurship or 9 to 5? And something that our regular trainer, Fraser Brooks, suggested is that we use our ChatGPT AI platform to even type in, what is something controversial what is a controversial question about blank that I can ask about whatever topic you want to do. So there's that. And then from there, it might generate some visibility anyway and generate some attraction leads. Or as our guest trainer was saying, and this is kind of going along with all that we've done, if you run out of leads or people to talk to, go explore your comments. Make sure you're engaging with them along the way, but you can always go back and see who's commenting and just go into the DMs and say, hey, I noticed you commented that. Like, why do you feel that way? Just start a conversation and be authentic and let things flow while being intentional and being willing to ask the question at some point. Whenever you do say something, state your opinion, it doesn't matter so much that other people believe it too. What matters the most is that you believe it. An example they were giving was, like people that have created controversy that have gained fame because of it. For example, Andrew Tate, Kim Kardashian, is kind of like their shock exposure at the beginning created a lot of traction. Like I say, no press is bad press. If you go by that, they have created popularity, and now they have such a following that their messaging has actually been subdued a little bit. So we're not suggesting that you go out and be super controversial like that, but even with them, it has more to do with how they are approaching it, how they are stating things with confidence that is attracting things more than perhaps what they're actually saying. So remember that whenever you're speaking. And I think that's true. If you think of people that you follow on social media, whether you agree with them or not, sometimes the most fascinating people to listen to and follow and read are the people who are confident and strong in their own opinion. And then you can follow them on that. The more varied the comments, the better. So good luck with that. I have a few ideas of what I'm going to post. Not sure what it's going to be yet, but would love to know how it goes for you guys. Thanks. And I will see you tomorrow.